Hello Pisces and welcome to my channel. I am Ivy Rose with Creatively Ivy Rose Oracle Readings. Now this is a general reading for all of my Pisces out there, so it may resonate with you, but it may not. But if it does, please like and subscribe as it'll help me to pick up on all of your energy for future readings. Now all of the decks that I'm going to be using today are shown here on my table, but there will also be links in the description below where you can find and purchase each one. And I also offer personal readings, so if anybody is interested, the link will also be in the description below. All right, just a couple of announcements before we get into your reading, Pisces. So we are in November. We have made it yet another month. That's amazing. Now, that being said, Thanksgiving is coming up. So the week of Thanksgiving and a little thereafter, I'm going to be outside of town visiting family. I don't know why I said outside of town, out of town, visiting family. And that means that the beginning of December's videos are going to be a little later than I expected. Normally I try to shoot for between the 1st and 2nd. Normally the 1st, but 2nd if I'm a little bit late. But I'm not getting back into town until the middle of that first week of December. So I'm going to do my very best to get them done by the end of that week. So we'll see what happens. That being said, I will also be putting my shop on vacation, so temporarily closed during that week, which means that I'm going to try to have it closed by the middle of the week before Thanksgiving. So my suggestion to anybody who would like to receive a personal reading is to go ahead and order that now so that I can get it done within the next couple of weeks, because once that shop is closed, I will not be doing any readings after that period, so that I, one, don't, what's the word that I'm looking for? So that I don't, anyway, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So that I don't overwork myself, there we go, within that time period, and while I'm packing and having to get up and, leave and go out of town and all that kind of stuff, and so that I can give my family my full and undivided attention. So I will also reiterate all of this information in my mid-month check-in, but I wanted to make sure that you guys knew early. So just keep that in mind. And then we are going to introduce some of my beautiful runes today, and I'm so very excited to share this with you. Thank you so much for being so wonderful and supportive and going with me on this journey, as a lot of this is experimental as my channel continues to grow and expand. And I'm excited to introduce a new form of divination to you that I hold very close to my heart. So if you guys are interested in seeing more forms of divination included in my oracle readings, please let me know in the comments below, and I will be more than happy to share when I feel I can, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, Pisces. So the first deck that I'm going to be using is the Secret Language of Animals. Love this deck. I love the energy, and I'm excited to be using it a lot more often with you guys. So let's go ahead and get some beginning messages for our Pisces. Universe, Spirit, and all spirit guides involved with the collective, let's go ahead and get some messages. I think, oh yeah, that was 2 already, so I think we're going to stop right there. That was quick. I think that's the quickest that this deck has allowed the messages to come through, so that's amazing. So let's see, we have Albatross, Faith, Endurance, Journey, and Hope, and Masked Owl, Insight, Wisdom, Foresight, and Messenger. So let's go ahead and start with Albatross, 23. Albatross glides to you upon the ocean breeze, bringing renewed hope and the promise of good fortune for the path ahead. It takes courage to set out on a journey of any kind, and Albatross knows that sometimes we must travel far beyond the shores of our comfort zone before we catch a glimpse of our aspired destination. When the nights are long and dark, and when the wind appears to push against your passage, it can be to question the calling that brought you to this path in the first place. It is in these times when our doubt is most justified that we are called to keep our faith and courage alive and honor ourselves for the sacred nature of our journey. Albatross's message is to look beyond the wave of current circumstance and smile at the light that is emerging on the horizon. If your current life is stretching you to reach new horizons inside yourself or in the world, Albatross comes to encourage you to make the leap and trust yourself in the secret winds that guide you. There is no need to flap your wings and fight against the storm. Breathe deep instead and rise above. You are designed for this great journey. You are wiser than you know, and you are honored by the spirit of the sky. There is no hurry. There is no pressure. There is no wrong way to go. Trust with courage your deeper calling. Embrace the vistas of the new day before you and know that your path is unfolding in the right way. The journey will take as long as it takes. When you arrive to the distant shores of who you are becoming, you will recognize the magic perfection of each and every moment, sunrise, raindrop, and breath along the way. Here's a daily affirmation for you, Pisces. I trust the calling of my spirit and soar beyond what once seemed possible. My life is a great and epic journey. I am faith in motion. So let me know if you can see that. Feel free to write it down and to say it as many times as you would like. So Spirit is reminding you that while you are going on this journey throughout the month of November, all right, to instead of seeing things through a negative light and seeing just the storm before the rainbow and telling yourself, oh, this is too hard to get through, I can't do this, I have no idea where the journey's going, and that's making me upset, or that's making me feel scared, or whatever. Instead, look at it as, this is a part of my journey right now. These are the things that are going to help me to grow into who and what I am supposed to be in this life. This is why I'm going through these things. And although I can't see very clearly the light at the end of the tunnel right now, there is a light. I know that it's there. I know that the rainbow is just past the storm. And if I believe in myself and I believe in the universe and the divine timing of the universe, I know that everything is going to be well. I know that in the end, everything is going to work out for my greatest good. Okay? So universe does not want you to doubt any longer. And when you do feel those feelings of doubt, remind yourself of this. Remind yourself that you have all of the tools. You have everything that you need in order to traverse through this part of your life. The universe is never going to give you anything that you cannot handle. Okay? And as you're moving through these things, and when you get past these things, you will start to realize how beautiful divine timing is and how wonderfully things fall into place when they are supposed to. When you have, because in going through these parts of your life, you are developing the skills. You are finding new tools within and without yourself, so that when these next phases come through, you're already ready to go through them. And it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of universe sending you something to prepare you, and then sending you that thing that it was preparing you for, with all the tools that you have now acquired, and with all of the inner wisdom and inner strength and inner courage that it was going to take to get there. Okay? So remember, this is all a part of this divine timing. And it is possible to look at that, to look at this in a more lighthearted manner. Okay? Trust yourself. Take that leap of faith that you have been holding yourself back from, Pisces, because you didn't think that you had the tools, or you didn't think that you were good enough, or you didn't think that you were strong enough to do these things. You are. This is the universe's confirmation that you are. And instead of looking at it as, wow, I'm not ready to take this next step, I don't know if I have what it takes, I don't know if I have the tools, all of those doubts, shut those doubts off. Shut those doubts off and replace them with, you know what, I may not know what's coming, but I know that the universe has always got my back. And I'm prepared to do this. I am ready to do this. And even if I can't see all of the different avenues right now, even if I can't see all of the different ways that I am prepared, when these things come forth and into my vision, I'm going to know exactly what tools to bring out in order to deal with this. You got it, Pisces, but you've got to believe it for yourself. Okay? And then Masked Owl, number 26. If Owl has swept silently into your presence, you have come to a significant place on your journey. Take this moment as a great blessing, for Owl comes with an invitation to awaken your senses to see with fearless clarity into hidden places and to experience your world in a whole new way. Great new opportunities await your experience, but they cannot be accessed by your normal worldly way of seeing. Trust your intuition, but don't be limited by past perceptions. You cannot reach where this path leads by doing more of what got you here. If there is an unknown space between where you currently are and where you want to be, Owl's insight and silent wisdom will help guide your passage. Owl calls for you to quiet your mind by slowing down your senses. Become a silent observer. Listen with your inner ear and see with eyes that look within. Remove yourself from the noise of life and come to a place of darkness where your eyes can turn inward for a time. Give yourself a chance to breathe deeply and find peace in the shadows and silence of the inner cave of your being. Allow your fears to rise to the surface and see them for what they really are, windows to new possibility. As your eyes adjust, you will come to realize that from this place of deep stillness, both shadow and light can be seen, and the power of both can be embraced, healed, and woven together to fuel your higher path. Here's another affirmation. Enlightenment is my power to see light in unexpected places. This begins as I discover light deeply within myself. Wow, so directly correlating with this albatross card. So though you may not be able to, well, if you are not able to see these things, like I was just discussing, and it's harder for you to traverse through this part of your journey because the fear is being induced by the things that you think that you cannot see, the things that you cannot see ahead of, and this darkness. The universe is saying, fear not. If it takes for you to delve deep within yourself, in that quiet place, that place where you can evaluate these things within you and really face that darkness within you, to realize that you have what it takes to get through these things. That's what's necessary right now. Remember how I was talking about quieting those doubts? That's exactly where this energy is coming into play here. Okay? Really delving within yourself, figuring where these doubts are coming from, and instead of looking at them as doubts, say, you know what, why is this a doubt? It's because there is this dream within me that wants to come out, that wants to be personified in my life, but I don't think that I'm good enough. I don't think that I have the tools or the resources. How can I switch that way of thinking into something that is going to help me to take these things that I want to bring forward, these dreams, these talents? What can I do with my way of thinking? How can I shift my way of thinking into, instead having a doubt about it, saying to myself, you know what? I may not know exactly how I'm going to get there. Like I said earlier, I may not know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I trust in myself that I have the tools, and that when I'm faced with this thing, this creative endeavor, with this dream and moving forward with it, that I am going to I'm going to find the tools that are already within me in order to push this forward. And the tools that are without me, they are going to bring themselves forward in order to help me when the timing is right. Okay? So, like it said, things cannot be... The clarity is not going to come with the way that you Pisces are viewing these situations right now. Okay? The clarity is going to come when you broaden that spectrum of thinking, when you allow yourself, instead of looking at these things in a fear-based way, to look at them as new avenues of opportunity. And opportunities that can be accessed if you trust yourself, you trust your intuition. You don't limit yourself with these past perceptions and the way that, you or society has made you look at life. And society has been really weird with, and really disheartening when it comes to the way that people move through their journey, because, society is always saying, oh, you have to do this by this certain point in time, and if you don't have this, then you can't do this, and, we've all seen it, we've all heard it, and that's what typically keeps us in this stagnation, okay? Break out of that way of thinking and remember, everybody is on their journey at their own time, at their own pace. Do not fall into this way of thinking that, oh, I have to do this by this point in my life. I'm this age, so I should have done this already. No. No. That is not, that should not be the way that we look at things. And it's really sad that human beings have been indoctrinated in thinking this way. Because you know what? The way that we should be looking at life is, I am on my own journey. Things are happening in the time in which they are supposed to happen for me. This is what is preparing me for this next step. And I trust it. I trust myself, I trust the universe, and I have faith that with divine timing, with some manifestation, and with the inner work that I am doing, that I'm going to find my way. And it's going to be with my own time, at my own pace, and I am going to be loved and cared for and supported through it all. So when you start feeling those doubts, switch up your mode of thinking and think in that regard instead. And watch how far it's going to take you, Pisces. Okay? Remember, these are going hand in hand. It's amazing how accurately they mirror each other. So just remember that. All right? All right, moving on to these beautiful, lovely runes. So for those of you who might be a little off-put about runes or don't really understand what runes runes work the same as most forms of divination in the sense that it's just it's a stone or a crystal or a piece of wood. I like stone because stone is more grounding, that has a specific symbol on it which is supposed to relate to a message that you are supposed to hear. And in my experience, having gone through them with these readings that I've been doing, they very closely correlate to a lot of the cards, and I'm so happy about that. I love these. I love these runes. Now, they also have reversal meanings, but do not be alarmed. Reversal meanings does not mean that something bad is going to happen. It doesn't mean that there is any negative energy involved. It's just the universe's way of trying to help you pinpoint a blockage or something that's not really going in the way that it should be right now, and it's helping you to figure out what that is so that you can get past it and move forward with the rest of your journey. Okay? So I do this very similarly to the way that I do my cards. I can't just let them fall out seeing as they're stone, but I shuffle with my eyes closed, hand in the bag, and when I feel that the timing is right, I pick a rune. All right, I believe this came out upright, which is wonderful. So let's go ahead and see what this rune is all about. All right, Pisces? All right. Yes, that was upright. Separation. Inherited property or possessions, also native land, home. Interesting. Let's see what that's about. Page 98. Othila. That's the name of the room, Othila. And I have said this in all of my other readings. If I am seeing something wrong, please, y'all, don't let me sound stupid. Please comment below and correct me. I am always up for feedback. So as long as it's within positive aspects, okay? Like don't be dissing me. Don't make me feel bad, okay? But please correct me if I am wrong. Ophelia. This is a time of separating paths. Old kins must be shed, outmoded relationships discarded. When you receive this rune, a peeling away is called for. Part of the cycle of initiation, Ophelia is a rune of radical severance. The appropriate action here is submission and quite possibly retreat, knowing how and when to retreat and possessing the firmness of will to carry it out. Real property is associated with Ophelia for its rune of acquisition and benefits. However, the benefits you receive, the inheritance, may be derived from something you must give up. This can be particularly demanding when what you are called upon to abandon is some aspect of your behavior, a part of your cultural inheritance. For then you must look closely at what until now you have proudly claimed as your birthright, whether it is your attachment to position in society, to the work you do, or even to your beliefs about your own nature. The separation called for will free you to become more truly who you are. Wow. So, 'cause Universe is calling you to separate from something, Pisces. What that something is, I have no idea. Only you know. Once again, though, I'm being called to tell at least a handful of you, again, take it how it resonates, but some of you, this has to do with a specific relationship. A specific relationship that has been holding you back, from embodying more of this energy. It may be somebody that has been implanting some of these doubts. And again, that's only going to resonate with a certain few of you, so take it how it resonates. But this energy right here, again, this is an energy of separating yourself from something that is stopping you from opening your eyes and from expanding your horizons and from shifting your thought processes in order to embody this energy over here. Okay? So again, whatever that is, it could be a relationship, it could be a form of status, it can be a specific job. I have no idea what that is. Only you know what that is for you, Pisces. But universe is calling you to begin to separate yourself from these old paradigms, from these old ways of thinking, from these old, and outdated things that we have been following for whatever reason. As difficult as it can be and as uncomfortable as it can be to separate yourself from these things, that is what's going to allow you to flourish in this new energy that we have over here. That energy of looking at things in a more positive way and releasing those doubts and allowing those things to come forward in your life. Okay? So, again, this is about separation from something. Okay? This rune, universe is calling you through this rune to start separating yourself from not only these old ways of thinking, but from these people and from these situations that are causing these things to stay prevalent in your life. Okay? Remember, you cannot heal in the same place that you got sick. Meaning, if you are surrounded by certain people constantly, or certain situations, or a certain relationship that goes by these old paradigms and these old ways of thinking and implanting doubts and all that kind of stuff, you cannot physically move on to this energy if you're constantly surrounded by that old stagnant energy. So, to what extent of separation, I have no idea, because for some of you, it might not be complete separation. It might just be separating for a time, or separating for a specific moment in time, or, cutting ties to a certain point where maybe it's just occasional speaking or occasional being around this person or situation or whatever. But for some of you, like this said, this is a rune of radical change. So most likely what I'm getting the feeling of is it's going to be a complete cutoff of whatever that is. Again, take that how it resonates, but I'm getting a feeling for a lot of you it's going to be a complete cutoff of something. But do not let that stop you or keep you in this energy, because what this is doing is it's cutting away the old to bring in this new energy and this new this part of you that can now go within yourself and cut those ties, and that can trust themselves and that can trust the divine timing of their journey. Okay? But you can't do that if you are surrounded by all of this stagnation and all of these people or this person or these situations that are not serving that part of you. It's time to cut out the old and to bring in the new. All right? And finally, we have our messages from Spirit to go ahead and close out your reading with some words of wisdom, some advice. So let's go ahead and get some advice for Pisces. Wow. Anything else for Pisces? Any other words of wisdom, advice? Anything else? Let's do one more. All right, bottom of the deck. This is a very auspicious time. The outcome will bring happiness and prosperity. So remember, Pisces, that throughout all of this, that's the outcome. That is the potential outcome here. Okay? That is the potential outcome if you decide to heed this advice and move forward in the way that you are supposed to. Regardless, it is a very auspicious time, and things are going to turn out the way that you need them to when they're supposed to. But doing your part definitely helps it go a lot easier. So just know that no matter what, that is the potential outcome. That will be the outcome. As long as you do your part and you trust in the universe and its divine timing. Okay? So, the person in your thoughts is so grateful to have you in their life. You are a gift to them, their heart's treasure. So, there is somebody here that through it all, they want to be supportive. You are in their thoughts. They're grateful to have you. They do want to support you. I don't know who this person is. Only you do. Of course, it could have to do with this, with the person that might be creating the blockages, but it can be somebody else entirely. But this person thinks very, very highly of you. They want you to know that, and even if they're not doing the best at showing it right now, this is the universe's confirmation of that energy. And I'm sure that some of you have been feeling that energy coming from this person. Okay? I think that's where I'm going to stop with that one. Yeah, I just got told to stop with that the rest of this interpretation is going to come from you and whoever that person is in your thoughts. So, okay. Partnership requires compromise, an open mind, and a loving heart. So again, going back to whoever this is, okay? Even if, like I said, they are creating some of these blockages, maybe that doesn't mean that you have to completely cut them out. Like I said, take everything how it resonates. And for some of you, that's why I said earlier that for some of you, this radical change is going to occur. And radically in the sense that it's going to get cut off no matter what. But for some of you, with this person, there is hope that they can be that person to help you move forward, and you can help them to move forward with you in this regard. Okay? Because there's that energy there. There's that energy that for some of you, that person's energy, like there's no hope with it. I know you feel that, and they don't want to change. They want to stay exactly the way that they are, and they want you to be stagnated with them. That's that radical time to go, okay? But for some of you, the person's not completely closed off to that energy. They're just very much in their own world right now. They're in that stagnated energy. They don't really know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. They feel like they're stuck. And you can help them as well as they can help you to get unstuck. You can do it together. With this energy here and the fact that this person, that you mean so much to them in their mind, in doing some of these things and in helping shift your own energy, they will be, what's the word that I'm looking for? They'll be inspired to do the same, especially because they care about you so much. So you two, you guys can actually have growth together. That there is potential for that here. But you have to remember that this energy has to be given and reciprocated. The compromise, the open mind, open heart, being loving, being caring, being compassionate, that energy has to exist between both of you. If it doesn't for one of you, again, that's the radical, okay, time to cut you out. Okay? So, and it may not be you cutting them out. They might cut you out for whatever reason. But again, Maybe it's because you weren't giving that energy, and maybe it's because, maybe that was for a reason. Maybe that energy was being redirected into something for yourself. So let's continue. If you don't leave on your own, the universe will throw you out. Again, all of this energy is encompassing this person. Okay, for a good bit of you, I'm getting the feeling that it is a specific person. Again, for some of you, it's going to be the latter. It's going to be a situation or situations or maybe a group of people. But for some of you, it is a person. So subsequently with this energy that we were just discussing, that for some of you, you will still be able to take this person with you because they care about you enough to see your vision, and they're going to want to progress with you instead of being this person that's holding you back and that gets cut out. But for some of you, like I said, again, the radical shift where some of you are going to have to cut this person out. Here it is. If you do not leave on your own, the universe will throw you out. So if you don't make the decision to cut them out of your lives, like I was saying, they might make that decision for you, or the universe is going to have some way to make that decision for you. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're moving forward, because although you might not have the courage or, whatever it's going to take to get rid of this person, if you don't do it, the universe will do it for you. So it's time to make some decisions, Pisces. It's time to make some decisions. And lastly, be aware of people and circumstances in your way that serve as a test of your will. As you are tested, remain in a high vibration to show the world how bright you shine. Wow, it's crazy the way that these energies are coinciding. So again, looking at the people and the circumstances and the situations in your life, and knowing which ones are in the way that are serving as a test of your will, of your strength. Okay? Again, that's not going to have to do with this person for some of you, but for others of you, it is going to have to deal with looking at this person or this group of people or these situations and saying to yourself, okay, what is in my way right now? Why is it in the way? What can I do to overcome? And how can I stay in a high vibration so that I can cut these things out and introduce this new energy into my life? Okay? So, reevaluation. Sit down and really look at these circumstances, these people, and these situations in your life. See which ones are serving you into moving into this new energy, and see which ones are not serving you. And figure out how it is that you are going to shift that, and you're going to cut these things out and let these things fall away to bring you the things that you are supposed to be brought, and to allow you to get more in touch with your intuition and trust who you are, and trust that you are doing this for the greatest good of you moving forward in this journey, and trusting that the divine timing will bring you the people that are necessary into moving forward. Okay? All right, Pisces, that is what I have for you for the beginning of November. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you all for our mid-month check-in, okay? Bye!